Hey everybody, my name is Stephen Karp. I'm the Director of Animation here at Interface Media Group, and today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to create flowers using the custom brush that was introduced into Adobe Animate about 2 versions ago. The custom brush is actually very cool, one of the most exciting tools I think they've introduced into what used to be called Flash but is now Animate. They've taken essentially the brush tools from Illustrator that allow you to add texture to your artwork and incorporated them into Animate. As you can see here, this is an illustration that I've been working on. I started about a year ago and I use it to kind of fool around with different ways I can create texture art right in Animate, so you can see the differences in the lines and textures they were getting here. This is all vector. But one of the cool ways that you can use the custom brush is not really just for creating textures. If you look up here, you can see we added in a couple of flowers that are similar, but they vary in size and shape, and they feel organic, and they don't just feel like they're a total reuse of graphic symbols. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do that, to add a custom brush and then use that to create something really quickly on a background like the bed of flowers. Okay, so first up, what you want to do, we'll hide this first. You can draw your flower on your stage. I created one here to save us some time. You draw it. Now I'm breaking it apart because it needs to be broken apart to be entered into the custom brush tool, but say you draw this with your regular brush tool, you would highlight it and then right click and add create paintbrush. Now it brings up your paintbrush options box, and there are a couple things to consider here. The biggest one is we're going to change the direction in which the artwork is moving. So the brush is, when we use the line tool, the brush tool to create it, it doesn't go horizontal, but it goes vertical. But the big one here is stretch between guides. We're doing that because we don't want the volume of the top of the flower to change. So if you put on stretch between guides and set it to here where the stem meets the top of the flower, that will allow the flower to maintain its volume. You'll see what I mean when I do it here. So you would hit add, which I've already done, so I'll cancel that. But so you hit add, then you go over, here's your paintbrush tool, the new one. You click on that, and then what you do is go to your properties. So once you click on your paintbrush, you go down, and in your style, right now it's set to line, go down and you can see several new brushes I already put in here. Here's our flower. So you set the stroke to about 80, and see now you can draw flowers. The cool thing though is you can change, because they're just lines, once the flowers are created, you can use the line tool just like you would any other type of line. You can manipulate it. So you can use your Bezier curves to really get in there and change the shape of the flowers. And if you want, you can even simplify the amount of points. Let's see, let's go in here for a second. I'm going to change the background to white so you can see it better. If you change the points on the Bezier, I could, straighten out my line so you have less points. Or what you can do is just use the line tool from the get-go, right? And then you can go back in and grab, move, right? Easily manipulate the flowers. If you don't want to draw them, you can have a little more precise control, because when you draw them it adds more points because it's the brush adding the points on. This is the line tool. Both are using the custom brush though. And then you can change the stroke size, make a few of them a little bigger, smaller. Really quick and easy way to do that, as opposed to before when you bring something in from your library, you know you have to break it apart and use other tools to kind of manipulate curving them. That would take a long time if you brought it on the stage and just tried to break it apart and say use your envelope tool to try and curve it. You could do that, but if you're trying to do a lot of flowers, you know, and try to put them in on a background, it would take a while to do that to every one of them. And this way, you can kind of add them organically as you're drawing. You know, say, you know, you can put your Bob Ross hat on, and maybe a few little guys will just live right here or there. You could this 80. You know, maybe a few live right over here. So it's a really easy way to add some stuff to your background while really quickly taking advantage of having them feel organic. And there's a lot more uses, you know, that I can think of off the top of my head that you could use the custom brush tool for that. Trees would be good, clouds would be good, and even some issues with rigging. Here's a character rig that I started, and in Flash, you can manipulate lines if you want to have a character, say it has a leg, right? Ooh, still in the custom brush tool. If you want to create a leg, you can use a line to do it. See right here, for example, you know, say I want to make a character's leg. You know, you'd have to keep it a solid shape. You know, if you want to use that as an arm or a leg, it has to be a solid line. Can have detail. Now, I was thinking, well, if you can do it with flowers, why couldn't you do that with the character rig? So here, I created a leg, and you can see I'm using, or the arm. I can put that back over here. So you can create, you know, I can easily manipulate these arms and legs, which is pretty cool considering you definitely couldn't have done that before in Flash or Animate. So I think, you know, for a torso it might work. This guy's torso is a little short, so it might be a little funky. It certainly would for his tie, so I set up the tie that way. Let me go in closer here. Same thing. Easy way to move around and animate his tie. If you look in the custom, in the style drop down now, you can see here's the tie, here's the arm, here's the leg. I already put them in there. New necktie. This one I added a little texture. I actually used texture brush to create a textured necktie. So you can see in this tie, if you look closely, it's got a little texture to it, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of cool uses for the custom brush tool for creating simple artwork and even for rigging parts of characters. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration, and yes, thanks for taking a look. See ya.